Today our topic is, can Stoicism make you happier? Let's talk about this ancient philosophy and how it can help us in our modern lives. Stoicism is a way of thinking that started in ancient Greece and Rome. It was practiced by people like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. These philosophers believed that happiness comes from within, not from outside things like money, fame, or success. They taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. This idea is simple, but it is not always easy to do. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes we feel like we are not in control of anything. But Stoicism teaches us that we always have control over our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. This is where true happiness begins. Imagine you are stuck in traffic. You are late for work and you feel stressed. You cannot control the traffic, but you can control how you react to it. You can choose to be angry and frustrated, or you can choose to accept the situation and use the time to think or listen to something you enjoy. This is Stoicism in action. It is about finding peace in the middle of chaos. It is about understanding that life will not always go the way we want, but we can still choose how we respond. This mindset can make us happier because it frees us from the constant struggle to control things that are beyond our power. Another important idea in Stoicism is the difference between what we want and what we need. Often, we think we need things like a bigger house, a better job, or more money to be happy. But Stoics believe that these things are not necessary for happiness. They are nice to have, but they are not essential. What we really need is to be content with what we have and to focus on our inner qualities like kindness, courage, and wisdom. When we stop chasing after things we don't truly need, we can find more peace and satisfaction in our lives. Stoicism also teaches us to accept the impermanence of life. Everything changes and nothing lasts forever. This can be a hard truth to accept, but it is also very freeing. When we understand that everything is temporary, we can appreciate the good moments more and worry less about the bad ones. For example, if you lose your job, it can feel like the end of the world. But Stoicism reminds us that this is just one moment in your life. It will pass, and you will find a way to move forward. This perspective can help us stay calm and hopeful, even in difficult times. One of the most powerful tools in Stoicism is the practice of negative visualization. This means imagining the worst-case scenario and thinking about how you would handle it. For example, imagine you lost everything you own. How would you feel? What would you do? By thinking about these situations, we can prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for challenges. This does not mean we should always expect the worst, but it helps us realize that we are stronger than we think. It also helps us appreciate what we have right now. When we imagine losing something, we often realize how much we value it. This practice can make us more grateful and less anxious. Stoicism also encourages us to focus on the present moment. We spend so much time worrying about the future or regretting the past, but the only moment we truly have is now. By living in the present, we can find more joy and peace. For example, if you are spending time with a loved one, try to really be there with them. Put away your phone, listen to them, and enjoy the moment. This simple practice can make your relationship stronger and your life more fulfilling. Another key idea in Stoicism is the importance of virtue. Virtue means living with good character, being honest, kind, brave, and wise. Stoics believe that true happiness comes from living a virtuous life. It is not about being perfect, but about trying to be the best version of yourself. When we focus on our values and act with integrity, we feel good about ourselves. This inner sense of worth is much more lasting than external rewards like money or praise. Stoicism also teaches us to be humble and to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We are all connected, and we all have a role to play in the world. When we think about others and how we can contribute to the greater good, we find more meaning and purpose in our lives. This sense of connection can bring us deep satisfaction and happiness. Now let's talk about how Stoicism can help us deal with negative emotions. Life is full of ups and downs, and we all experience sadness, anger, fear, and frustration. Stoicism does not tell us to ignore these emotions or pretend they don't exist. Instead, it teaches us to understand them and manage them in a healthy way. For example, if you feel angry, take a moment to think about why you are feeling this way. Is it because of something you can control or something you cannot control? If it is something you cannot control, try to let it go. If it is something you can control, think about what you can do to change the situation. This approach helps us stay calm and rational, even when we are upset. Stoicism also reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Everyone faces challenges, and everyone experiences pain. This understanding can make us more compassionate and less judgmental. When we see that others are going through similar difficulties, we can feel more connected and less isolated. This sense of shared humanity can bring us comfort and strength. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to embrace change and uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and we cannot always know what will happen next. But instead of fearing the unknown, we can learn to see it as an opportunity for growth. Every challenge is a chance to learn something new, to become stronger, and to develop new skills. When we approach life with this mindset, we can find joy and excitement in the journey, even when the path is uncertain. So, can Stoicism make you happier? The answer is yes, but it requires practice and effort. It is not a quick fix or a magic solution. It is a way of thinking and living that can help us find peace, contentment, and joy, even in difficult times. By focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot control, and living with virtue and gratitude, we can create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. Stoicism does not promise that we will never feel pain or face challenges, but it gives us the tools to handle them with grace and resilience. And in the end, that is what true happiness is all about.